Hello everyone and welcome to Earp Sister Feels. This is episode number 18. My name is Kevin Batchelder and on this video I'm going to be covering the Wynonna Earp episode Blood Red and Going Down, which is the season 3 premiere. Welcome back everyone. Appreciate you checking in on the videos. Having a blast here, making my way through my rewatch of the first 3 seasons of Wynonna Earp from the Earp Sister Feels point of view. Working hard now as we get early into season 3 to make sure I time things out to finish this up before Earp Expo, which is coming up in New Orleans in middle of June. Very excited for that. If you are new to these videos, just a reminder that a big part of the fun is not just me recording these and having fun doing it, but getting several of you to leave video comments as well. So if you are catching this video on social media, when I post it on Facebook and Twitter, for about the first 48 hours after it's out, you'll notice down below the video is a record a reply button. You don't need an app or anything special, just your smartphone. If you tap on that, you can record a video back to me, play it back to yourself, make sure you're comfortable, and then save and send it in. And then I release the final version of this on YouTube with my comments as well as comments from many of you. So feel free, leave a video, try to keep it to about 4 minutes or less. Since we now have several folks leaving messages, we don't want to go too long. But I'd love to get your feedback. It makes for a lot of fun. If you're not a video type person, that's fine too. Leave some comments on Twitter and so forth. I love reading those as well. As I said a little earlier, my timeline is to finish these up before Earp Expo. A big part of that fun, if you're not already aware, is that they are planning there a panel with both Mel and Dom, an Earp Sisters panel, and I'm going to be very honored to get to moderate. Part of the reason why I was planning to do these leading up to that. But also we got a fun thing going on there. If you are coming to the con, and you are obviously a big Earp Sister fan, since you probably are watching this video, but if you have some type of Earp Sister shirt, please do let me know. I'm planning to do a group photo, just of all of us with our shirts. Not sure the exact time yet, likely after that Earp Sister panel at the con. We'll just gather there in the room where the panel is, or maybe in the hallway, and just do a quick photo with all of us. Figured it'd be a lot of fun. This has proved to be very popular, as I've mentioned on social media. I think we got 50, 60 people who look like they're going to be involved, so it'll just be fun for all of us there. So if you are coming and interested, by all means, reach out on social media. Let me know. I'll get you some details on that and keep you posted as the planning on that comes forward in the coming few weeks. All right, let's talk about this particular episode. Kicking off the season, the first time we have our 2 Earp Sisters together is fairly early in the barn, after we see Doc and Wynonna sparring a bit. A real quick scene, but a good way to kind of get them, if you will, back together at the beginning of the season. I think it works well. Wynonna talking to Waverly about, the only thing she can do to keep Doc interested right now is to keep him training and angry. So not much there. A very nice, touching line when Waverly says to her, it reminds her that she loves her and so does everyone else. So that was nice. Nice way to get kind of things going. We have a few other scenes now throughout the episode where the Earp Sisters are together, but they're mainly with other folks. So there's not a ton of big things happening in those. I mean, we get them in the parking lot outside Pussy Willow's as they're going to investigate the cult killing. We have Waverly making some comments about remembering Mama, and we know that's going to play a big part in this season. So that's kind of leading us there, hearing that, having some fun stuff from Wynonna, talking about the whole Jason Momoa stuff. Then they're together there a little bit inside when they're examining the killings, but not much Earp Sister exchanges. At the party, the vampire party, when everybody's glamored, there's not a ton of stuff between them there either, other than, each of them helping to take care of the situation. For those of you who are fellow Buffy fans, if you're anything like me, this whole scene, and not just because AKA vampires, but just the way Wynonna is taking out, the vampires left and right so quickly, that's definitely some vibes from Buffy and several things that happened in that series. So I love that fun aspect of it, and certainly some great stuff there for me. Not an Earp Sister scene, but boy, I have to point it out real quick, as I have done a few times throughout these videos. The scene, after they've taken care of all the vampires, in Shorty's, the brief one between Doc and Wynonna, now that Doc's kind of mentally in a better place. See, I'm doing it. When they briefly toast to Alice, oh, man. Oh, here I am. I had to mention it. It's just, there are several scenes, episodes in this series that can, really get me emotionally going. And that one, I've seen this episode so many times. We had the screenings at San Diego Comic-Con, and watching it for the podcast multiple times and other stuff. But man, every single time. All right, moving on. Earp Sister stuff. The other big ones really for the Earp Sisters is that near the end. When they're kind of having their little, if you will, victory dinner at Shorty's after they've taken everything out. And, Dolls is the one kind of pushing Wynonna. No, you can't drink. Remember, you got to drive Waverly. Wink, wink. Because he wants her naturally to tell her about Mama now that Wynonna's been there and they're trying to figure out what's up. So that was just great to hear the baby girl thing. I mean, just kind of, gets me every time. And I think it's the first several episodes of the season. At one point I was tracking that. I mean, we know she says it a lot, but I think I was tracking it. It's the first several episodes of the season. We're going to hear that every up for a while, I think. And then the real Earp Sister one is the time they're spending in the truck, driving, and Wynonna, starts to tell her about Mama, or basically gives her the prison pass, which I think gets very rudely interrupted. Thank you, Emily, with the truck rollover and the accident. That was certainly quite a surprise first time around seeing that. And, if we weren't worried enough with the whole rollover and so well done with the music scene, seeing Waverly being dragged away and screaming Wynonna's name, man, if Dom's screams don't cut right through you, huh? So getting that to start a season was really something. For those who might have been at Acon Canada last year, you might recall that I moderated the closing panel with the entire cast, and that was one of my questions for Dom was, by that point we had seen so much of Waverly screaming Wynonna's name. I kind of asked her, had a little fun, like, have you been practicing that? Is there something you do? Because she's pretty darn good at those screams. So, she didn't say anything surprising other than, no, it's just something she has to do. But man, we get a lot of that, don't we? Pretty interesting stuff there. So that'll wrap my thoughts here on our Season 3 opener. 11 episodes left here to finish up this rewatch. And as you folks know, if you've been through the series already, we have had some big Earp Sister stuff coming. So looking forward to talking all about it. So do appreciate you taking the time to check in on me. Looking forward to getting some comments from many of you. It's always a blast. The community aspect is what makes this so much fun. All right, gang. Thanks so much for checking in, and I will catch you all soon.
What's up? Okay, so I love this episode for a few reasons. One, when they're going in and Wynonna's all like about to bust into this party and start dusting people, she first asks Waverly who her favorite vampire is, so she's saving Waverly first. And I think that's totally within character, but also knows that Waverly will tell her favorite vampire is, and I don't know if anybody else really would have done that. Second, level playing field for everyone. Doesn't need Peacemaker in this case. Everybody can use a stick, and we all know how much Waverly has enjoyed those up to this point. And last, the whole scene with them driving in the truck, not just in the truck, but like also at the dinner that they're all having, where they're talking back and forth across the table about how it felt to be glamored and things like that, and the amount of silence when Wynonna and Waverly are speaking to each other, like the amount of silence in their conversation and how there's still a level of communication there that isn't the same as it is with everyone else, where they're just having a look back and forth that because they had the same childhood experience, I think they have a different understanding of what the other person is saying just because of that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm into it. It's a great episode, and I really enjoy it. All right.